Nick Kypreos may have picked the St. Louis Blues to win the Stanley Cup at the beginning of the postseason. 1, is it true? 2, do you stand by it?
I can't believe people remember stuff in September.
Never mind September. You did it both times, didn't you?
Correct.
You did it at the start of the year and the start of the playoffs.
Yeah, I did. I stuck with them at the start of the playoffs because I did pick them in September, and I really liked. I liked a lot of the pieces there, but I thought Ryan O'Reilly was able to kind of put them over the top a little bit to get to a Stanley Cup final. I like Ryan O'Reilly. He certainly doesn't have the resume of a Patrice Bergeron, but he means a lot to that team, as much to St. Louis as Bergeron means to Boston. Of course, Bergeron is one of the best players, I think, two-way players in the history of the game, and a surefire Hall of Famer. And Ryan O'Reilly has got a lot of work to do to get to there. But as far as the small details in the game, playing a 200-foot game, taking care of his own zone, face-offs, Ryan O'Reilly's a big part of that team. And I think the days off here will rejuvenate him. I think he's less than probably 80-90%. So I think the rest will come into play here, hopefully in the last round.
Kipper, you know what I love about both these teams being at this point is that when you look at their actual cap structure, Krejci is the biggest cap hit on the Bruins at $7.25 million. Yeah. And Tarasenko and O'Reilly at $7.5 million each are the highest cap hits on St. Louis. Like, if you're every other GM watching this, well, what are you thinking?
Yeah, it's such a timing thing. You know, and there's a lot of teams that kind of missed the boat, and the Leafs are paying, Leafs are a good example of a team that have to pay top dollar for guys that haven't won yet. And there's Bergeron, there's Marchand, to a lesser extent. Of course, LA doesn't have now the success, but they paid it forward with Doughty, or paid it back, with Doughty and Kopitar.
Yeah.
But it's the teams that can get ahead, way ahead of the curve, that really have legitimate shots of contending and winning Stanley Cups, because you could add to that top core. Think about it, like Bergeron's almost half the price next season of Austin Matthews. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's
man.
unbelievable.
That's wild.
And that's how you have to compete.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
So that puts the Leafs behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, it does. Let me ask you this about Ottawa. They've just picked up a new head coach from the Toronto Maple Leafs in DJ Smith. What are the Sens fans getting in DJ Smith?
Well, I think they're getting a young, energetic kind of guy, a player's guy. If I think about coaches that have had tremendous success now, that last generation coach, we have 2 of them in the Stanley Cup final, in Berube and Cassidy. And last year we had Gerard Gallant. I mean, these are guys that I think call it the way they see it. There's no games. There's no games with the media. They'll give you honest answers, truthful answers. It's pretty transparent, the way they coach, the way they speak. And I think it's rather refreshing for the players. And, Berube is the best, I think, right now in terms of looking guys in the eye and saying, hey, you want to play more? Play better. End of story. And Tarasenko, I'm telling you, there was a fork in the road for that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he jumped on the road that Berube told him to go on. And it saved his career in St. Louis.
And he still had his bumps. He had the one shot on goal in Game 1 against San Jose. He was taking a lot of heat for that, but he kind of woke up.
Found his way.